信してる。誰一人として同じ人はいないのに、その光景が不自然で仕方なかった。母性を削って同じ型にはめて、誰かが作った常識を演じてる。適用できなければ弾かれる。同意しなきゃ冷ややかな目で見られる。流れに流れ着いた場所はどこだ。地面の砂利に膝の肉が食い込む。頑張れなんて言葉もう聞きたくないよ。もう歩けないよ。もう歩き疲れたよ。それでも雑居ビルの狭間に咲いた小さい花のようにしぶとく生きれたら、ネットのニュースを見れば一番多いシーンが自殺らしい。怖くて恐ろしい死を自らの手で選んでしまうような、そんな社会が世界が一番怖いよ。屋上の手すりを強く握りしめてる。きっと死にたかったわけじゃなかったんじゃないか。けど生きることができなかったんだろう。誰もいない部屋で静かに骨になった少年少女よ。あの世で幸せになれ。心に傷を負った弱き戦士たちよ。どうかどうか破れないでおくれ。一寸先は光かまた闇なのか。そんなことはどうでもいい。どうでもいい。いいから誰かの命の灯火が消えたとしても、当たり前のように日は昇り沈む。まだその足は動くか。まだその手は高いか。まだ見ぬ明日をつかめる力あるか。
Good evening and welcome back to Keskalokil, the dwarven fortress otherwise known as Shoot Test, where we recently fought off calling it a goblin invasion would be a bit bold, a couple of goblin thieves who managed to sneak into the fortress at the expense of a couple of goats. No, hang on, the goats, wasn't there someone else who turned up who got the goats? Yeah, there was a cyclops, yes, which was responsible for the killing of most of my other things. And it turns out our military dealt with that reasonably well. And the goblins were, yes, quite soft too. So I'd kind of forgotten the cyclops, but there's an explanation of the cyclops. which ultimately got its head crushed by a bismuth bronze warhammer wielded by our militia commander. Oh, that's neat. I was just thinking that there's a button there. It's rather deep, that allows you to force pausing on a new announcement in this particular window, which might be quite useful. But there were also some goblins, I think, but maybe we disposed of them long ago. Or actually, no, time goes that way, doesn't it? Yes. So we also had 3 goblins, all of whom I think had an entertaining experience. Maybe some of them actually successfully fled. How are we for goblin corpses? How are we for goblins? 0 goblins. Corpses, those come under stocks, don't they? But 1, 2, 3, but all of the goblins did get killed, I think. And that's the dead Cyclops, as we can tell by the flashing sea. Someone needs to tidy away the dead honeybees. So yes, and I built a rubbish dump of a sort down in this corner.
You could label the dead honeybees in order to know which is which, but at the moment they're all initialised to the label dead BF.
So, right, there we are, yes. So we don't have every corpse in there yet, so we possibly want to find the others and put them in there. Right, that's marked for dump. Right, looks like I've put some effort into marking things that we don't want to keep for dumping already, so that's good. So I think mostly I just need to let people get on with it, and they will happily throw things away. So we had a recent visit from our own civilization. The Orbs of Yore, and they have asked us to make anvils. We now know that we are at war with the failed dungeons because 2 goblins turned up here and were rude.
Is that an act of war or just an act of, oh, I say steady on?
I think we've discovered that we have discovered essentially that we are already at war with them. As in, I think our civilization was at war with them, but we didn't really know about them as a civilization yet. So we have learned at least a little bit about them, and that they have exported. I mean, to say they've exported terror to us is a bit much, really. They exported 3 goblins who died fairly promptly when presented with battle axes. And yes, we've also been visited by the humans from the kingdoms of Tin. So the failed dungeons, so that's our fortress. Right, yes, the failed dungeons are the neighbouring goblin civilization. So where are the cities of Tin based? That's the Cheerful Nation over there. That's the really bizarrely named Realms of Hopping.
That's less bizarre than the failed dungeons. Jacob was just asking, is that you're insulting them for them?
Is the failed dungeons what they call themselves? I think it's what they call themselves.
It's what this UI calls them, but it might be biased against goblins as well.
I mean, they do tend towards those kinds of names, like Evil Brain, Dark Goblin Fortress of Evil Brain, part of the failed dungeons.
Part of the extremely orange everything.
But yes, I can't immediately find the cities of tin. Oh, they're the kingdoms of tin. There they are, right. They're just on the far side of the mountains.
Sorry, well, surely you ought to have said someday we will find the cities of tin.
Yes, kingdoms of tin, but apparently it turns out. But they're kind of like cities of gold, even if they are actually kingdoms of tin. So yes, they're not very far off. So yes, we have a trade agreement with our own civ, where we will sell them things, anvils. So we probably want. How are we off for? Can we just start making things out of iron, or do we actually need to smelt some iron first? Let's have a look. Bars. We've got 122 iron bars. We can start just making anvils. I mean, we only have one metalsmith's forge at the moment. I'm kind of tempted to keep our spare kiln and reconfigure it to be helping with the bricks, but because like we've got plenty of stone and plenty of kaolinite, and we're mostly short of not stone, coke, plenty of kaolinite, and we're mostly short of actual bricks. So yeah, let's see if I can work out how to. So we don't need any more clay jugs. Stop making clay jugs. No more clay jugs. Like I think we didn't sell all our jugs. I suppose maybe we need some more in order to store honey in, but we shouldn't actually need very many to store honey in. So then let's detach that. But we may as well still have it draw from the stockpiles. And actually that kiln should be set up the same, I think. Oh, that's why it can't make plaster, of course, because it's stuck drawing from the kaolinite stockpile, which curiously has no gypsum in it. Let's make a little gypsum stockpile next door. And then set that up. Actually name that properly, Ben. And then set that up as, no, not the person, the kiln. Take from that stockpile as well, and then we'll actually be able to make some plaster, which has been like giving me a complaint every now and then. Right. So is there some setting? Oh yes, we want to go there. That one is allowed to take general work orders. Oh, that's a smelter, you idiot. Kiln work orders. Right, let's allow that to take work orders in the normal way. And we should just use roles, whatever they are, labours, work orders. No, not work orders, work parties. What are they called? Work details, to ensure that we try to keep competent potters working there rather than incompetent potters. We've still got a bit of leakage into this layer, but that's fine. So we're reasonably well off for iron. So yes, what do we want to build? We could do with... So we currently only have one metalsmith's forge, but frankly we don't use our metalsmith's forge much. So I think it's okay for us to just set an ongoing lowish priority. Though admittedly the only way you can make something low priority is to put it a long way down this list, which isn't really what I want. Thing to make anvils. We'll make iron anvils and not, for instance, adamantine anvils, which I bet don't work very well because they're too light. Set it to infinite anvil production. We're going to discuss the problem. Anvils are going to be a pain though because they're really heavy. Yes, it's going to, like the caravan probably won't be able to take very many of them. Clearly, we need to decorate our anvils excessively. Then I wonder if you can decorate anvils.
I would be surprised if dwarves couldn't decorate anything. Possibly up to and including goats.
Well, obviously, you know what you decorate a goat with.
Yes.
You mean anyway? So yes, I'm now thinking: do I want some really good, like metalsmiths, to make a small number of really good anvils? I don't think I can organise that very well. Let's just make anvils. I'm sure it'll be fine. We can always melt them down again if we don't like them.
I mean, sensible traders saying we want to buy anvils next year will turn up with a really huge...
We'll actually manage to bring a wagon. Yes. Well, let's unpause and let these walls be built.
I mean, this was a little bit half-assed, but probably turn up with something resembling a college trolley.
Yes.
We've got more than one anvil, well, we didn't think of that.
So let's see if we can put a door in that gap there. Can we make any more stairs down onto this level? No, we can't because they're all... So this staircase, this person's bedroom is going to be used as a corridor to reach all of this lot. I'm sure that'll be fine. At least it will once we've got an adequacy of bricks to build all the walls. Right. So, is anyone going to tidy away these dead goats? Do I actually need to change the... I think we're still getting these cancellations because only one of my two kilns is linked to the gypsum stockpile. Oh, also because the gypsum stockpile's empty. Yes, that would probably have an effect. We'll have to wait until someone turns up to fill it. Happily, there are plenty of other jobs to do in the kilns in the meantime. So, just pondering what to do next. Mostly we need to make more bricks, which I think my potters are doing their best to do. So let's just check, what's our pottery, yeah, that situation like. Labours, work details, potters. So we have 4 people set as potters, and we do have like a talented, a proficient, a novice, and a even worse than novice, because I think 4 is a sensible number of potters to have if we're going to be building everything out of porcelain.
Does Dwarf Fortress not have a word for even worse than novice?
No, you just don't get it marked as a skill at all. Basically, if you've never tried it, you don't have anything. Trying it once pretty much gets you up to novice level. So yes, less than novice has never tried this, never even tried this skill. Right, we have 5 porcelain bricks, so I can put in another 4, which would mean I could separate off at least 1 more room. Ooh, maple mead. Can't get that in Dwarf Fortress yet. I mean, you'd need some kind of a procedure for tapping maple trees and then boiling down their sap into syrup, which feels like it ought to be practical. And barrels of maple syrup feel like barrels of maple sap, which you then have to boil down into barrels of maple syrup, which you can then brew into mead. Does feel pretty Dwarf Fortress. What?
I mean, presumably they've had this feature request from every Canadian player.
We've apparently run out of non-economic rock because my mining has been so efficient, and I've been being quite, let's not bother digging out, let's build things in areas where I've mined economic rock. Right, well let's tidy some things up just in order to get some more non-economic rock.
Uneconomic rock? What?
Well, so a lot of rock is only usable as a convenient hard substance.
Right.
So like granite may not be the best example. Shale is not really very useful except as a thing to carve stone things out of. Sandstone, similarly. But on the other hand, say kaolinite is useful for making porcelain, or bituminous coal is useful for making coke. And so those are economic but not metal ores. And then you also get a category of metal ores like magnetite and hematite and limonite and tetrahedrite and such like. And those are similarly counted as economic. And so making, say, doors out of tetrahedrite is a bit of a waste when you could be instead turning it into silver and copper. But partly because the New Dwarf Fortress is so generous with economic stone, I've actually managed to run out of non-economic stone, even after declaring... Hang on. I was about to say, even after declaring that gypsum is non-economic. There's great big piles of gypsum here. Oh no, that's limonite. Oh, I thought that was gypsum. Okay, no, we have actually used up all our gypsum. Where is the gypsum anyway? There was somewhere I was mining gypsum, by accident pretty much. It was round there, I think. Don't seem to have a wall with gypsum in it though. Bah. So yes, we have this slight problem that owing to because there was so much economic rock, I've been able to make enough space for my fortress just by filling in my mines with rooms. And so I have mostly not been digging out non-economic rock. But this means I don't actually have any non-economic rock to make doors out of, which is kind of silly. So probably the thing to do is pick somewhere where I've got an open area that could do with being slightly more sensibly shaped. And to carve out some extra stone there. So like these bedrooms should end up with properly installed walls, so you can carve out a bit more of them. That will get us some jet. Right. Thank you, Simon, who has described a ticket to the Botanic Lights at the Botanic Gardens in terms of a Dwarf Fortress artefact.
Menace with spikes.
It does not menace with spikes.
PDF. I don't know how to put spikes in a PDF.
Gosh.
I mean, there probably is a way. The spec has grown by a factor of 3 since I last read it.
So this is this. Right, that's hematite, yes. So that stockpile therefore just set up for hematite. I mean, that's probably sensible. Yes, like we could have it contain all iron ores, but rather annoyingly, you can't schedule a job for smelt some kind of iron ore. You can only have like explicitly smelt hematite or limonite or what have you. Maybe I should just mine some more of this cinnabar. I'm sure that will make excellent doors. Let's just clear out that rather inconvenient wall as well.
What happened with the Necromancer's Tower?
I haven't yet sent anyone to go stealing his books.
Is it possible to acquire books other than by stealing them?
Yeah, if we've got a library, if we invite scholars to visit it, they may well bring books with them.
Right.
Indeed, possibly if we opened our library up to the public, the necromancer would turn up.
Yeah, but in a good way. Or in a, whoops, I have mysteriously turned all my dwarves into zombies for some reason that I don't know what it is.
I don't think the necromancer will do that unless they die for some reason. So,
They die or the dwarves die.
I mean, the dwarves die. Obviously, the necromancer may well have died already.
Or an abandoned Necromancer's Tower, that sounds like...
No. As in, or they probably haven't died. They're probably immortal and thus can't die.
Lich form.
I think, yes, the standard necromancer is indeed kind of lich-shaped. Right, of course we're getting a bunch of cancellations because it's a bit soggy down here under the sea. We're okay for food, we're okay for drink. We're probably making a complete pig's ear of the seeds situation, but really I want to get some rock nuts, and no one brought any rock nuts last time. Because rock nuts can be used to make soap. Right, so we have a small stock of cinnabar here that was in an inconvenient vein in the centre of our mine. That means now we can clear out a bit more of that. Right, and we've now successfully made some more doors, which will be useful for bedrooms that need doors. We've also finished the walls around these ones, so let's work out, we want to designate those well, indeed all 4 of those bedrooms really. So can I just go bedroom, multi, all of that area? 4 bedrooms created, 2 beds rejected already in use. Yes, excellent. We've also got 3 bedrooms there that we could do. Bedroom. And another one there. Right. So those bedrooms can now be, dwarves can now claim those bedrooms, which will probably help. And then as we make more bricks, we can stick more, we can finish building those walls, and then we can start lining the bedrooms properly. Yeah, they still haven't tidied away the dead goats. Let's work out what's going on with that. Is there something under here that I need to adjust?
Untidy dwarves.
Ah, it's set to ignore outdoor refuse. Oh no, it's not refuse we want. Maybe it does need to be. Well, maybe that will help. No, indeed. But for instance, the wren remains there would qualify, and the rat remains. But remains evaporate after a while, so I don't know if that will also cover things that need dumping from outside, but we'll see. And like similarly, there's honeybee remains all over the place. Honeybees are not actually immortal. Right, so someone's carrying some stuff around. You're carrying a goblin foot. Right, I'm sure that will make you happy. Yeah, okay. 5-year-old child carrying a goblin foot doesn't feel anything about dead goblins. Well, that's probably for the best. Right, she has properly disposed of the dead goblin, or the dead goblin foot. I mean, there is this slightly weird problem that my rubbish dump is now full of water. Because, well, it's gone down through the aquifer. Oh, Bombrek Thingamy has imposed a ban on certain exports. We should check up on that. And the merchants will be leaving soon. That's fine. I think we got everything we wanted out of them. Export of bins prohibited. Well, that requires a bit of care, but we have generally tried not to export the bins themselves. I think we've got enough ore here that I don't actually need to carry on, at this stage, keep mining that northwards, so we should pay attention. Though actually we're currently smelting. Why doesn't that thing have a... It is allowed a wheelbarrow. I may be a bit short of wheelbarrows. Are there wheelbarrows up in the main stockpile? There are plenty of wheelbarrows in the main stockpile. It's not my fault if there are no wheelbarrows anywhere else.
Perhaps seeks clarification on the authority from which these random bans come.
So that ban was from the mayor. From the Baron. So we recently, our our fortress has been declared to be a barony, and well, it became a village, which caused the dwarves to elect a mayor, and then it was made a barony, which meant that we ended up with an actual like baron, and oh gods, now I need to get them offices and such like. And the baron, who is also our chief medical dwarf, has declared that we may not export bins, and the mayor has demanded the construction of weapon racks, which is probably reasonable because apparently everyone wants a weapon rack or something. Actually, no, they don't.
Also get them all heavily armed. They only need somewhere to put them.
They don't really. They should carry them.
Hang it up when you go to bed, surely.
Nah, they're dwarves. So we need like chests and cabinets and such like. Right, let's build chests and cabinets and such like.
Build on the legal system.
Can you threaten to overrule the...
Do I get to overrule these dwarves? I don't get to overrule them. I can ignore them.
threaten to overrule these dwarves?
But that will annoy. That will cause the mayor to then start trying to get dwarves punished for instance, exporting bins against his will, and that will unhappify people. Oh dear, how have you ended up seriously injured?
They're a dwarf. They did something inadvisable.
Or did you get into trouble with a cyclops or something? Who are you? You are Athel Fashbesmar.
Lady of the Mercy. No.
I mean, mostly you seem to have been doing a pretty decent job, but... So the Cyclops did, like, wrestle with this recruit a bit.
I think definitely you're...
But I can't see... She doesn't seem to have got into... Sorry?
I said, reading ILC, I don't think that you're necessarily a deity, but you're definitely a micromanager.
Yes. So Steph suggests... so you're a kind of micromanaging deity who has to tell individual dwarves to do what the mayor or baron says. Yeah, more or less. So I'm a little uncertain as to how Athel Fashbesmar got seriously injured. Like, none of her combat notes have her getting seriously injured, I think. No, that's the Cyclops's. Oh no, the Cyclops bends the recruit up. Right, okay. Yes, she's had her, she got her hip injured by the ligament and a tendon in her right hip got damaged by wrestling with the Cyclops. But she had that didn't stop her repeatedly hacking at him with the copper battle axe even after she'd fallen over. And so now she is in bed, seriously injured. And like has been sutured, but does rather need her her hip fixing. All being well, should be practical. I think we've got a spare crutch. We just need the chief medical dwarf to go and have a look at her. So, yes, we want a quantity of chests and cabinets and weapon racks. Let's just ask for 10 of each, because that will give us a reasonable stock that we can work with. Oops. I think that's one of those. I just typed something I really shouldn't have. Oops. So what else? Did anyone want an armour stand? They often seem to want armour stands. Yes.
I can't connect to it from work. The work environment says, oh God, I don't know what this TLS certificate is. It must be terribly dangerous.
Right. Oh, we're getting... That's a pity. I was kind of hoping that dumping all of our rubbish underwater would stop us getting miasma from it. Oh well. It's mostly constrained. So I'm now going to worry a little whether these... Yeah, the problem is that the moment the dwarves enter the rubbish dump, even briefly, they get disgusted by the miasma in there. And it's probably okay. Maybe we should arrange some ventilation for the rubbish dump. Except that some idiot's gone and put it directly underneath the trade depot. We're going to have to like dig an extra special ventilation shaft for it. Yes, I mean, a mayor who doesn't want us exporting bins is really fine because we want to keep our bins anyway. The bins themselves are not of much value. A mayor who suddenly decides that we're not allowed to export, say, goblets, not that we're exporting goblets this year anyway, but would be much more of a problem. Oh, we've got a spare coffin in stock. We should actually build that so that if we need it. Got 2 of them. Right, let's build another one then. So that if we actually have someone we need to bury, like we can do it quickly. So yes, there is this slight problem that I would like to have like a ventilation shaft directly upwards from here, but that would go straight through my trade depot. I could demolish the trade depot, but it is inconveniently full of things. Well, we should at least wait for the merchants to leave before we demolish the trade depot. Look, lots of people coming in bringing dead goats. I'm sure that will be making them happy too. I don't think our coffins are spring-loaded. Okay, now I'm slightly confused. We seem to have 3 coffins that are marked as resting place of thingy beekeeper. The cemetery is not meant to be for one person. It's meant to be a cemetery, not a tomb for one person.
How dismembered was this dwarf?
I think they did end up in 3 pieces in their existing coffin. But still, why is that coffin listed as theirs as well? What have I done? I may have to look up how tombs work. Okay, that appears now to be a tomb assigned only to one person, which is not helpful. But when do I have to, oh, I'm going to have to look up tombs. I mean, it's probably safe for now, but now we'll leave that. We'll worry about that if anyone else dies. Yes, I appear to have confused my my tomb situation a bit. They are currently dropping the rubbish into the water from far above. The only problem is that I would like also to have a way for air to get out, though I'm a bit dubious about that because Actually, probably knowing how Dwarf Fortress works, what I want to do is to very briefly expose this pillar, this column here to the surface, and that will cause it to be forever officially marked as being outdoors, and then it won't generate miasma, which is slightly cheaty, but... right, the merchants have officially set off. So I could demolish the trade depot now. Are those leaves falling from the trees? They are, yes. Someone is lugging... What are you lugging? You're lugging a Cyclops corpse. We have a 10-year-old child lugging a Cyclops corpse. She was a bit uneasy after seeing the dead Cyclops. And like she's 10 and the Cyclops is quite heavy. We've probably got enough bricks to finish this set of bedrooms now, haven't we? Oh, hang on, these ones need doors. I should be a bit careful. Right, and now we can actually, well, I suppose mostly we can go, I bet we still have plenty of people who don't have bedrooms, because we do have a population of 58. Yes. And we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got only about 30 bedrooms. So possibly we're going to need to mine out more of this area just so we can build bedrooms in it, which will be fine. So I would like to continue, be able to actually, or I suppose we could keep the bedrooms going downwards and build another layer below them. But no, that seems silly. We may as well build them in this area where we can actually. Sorry, I'm going, what? Yes, okay. Yes, you are. Right, the Cyclops corpse is almost in its final resting place. Whee! There it goes. Oh! A child has withdrawn from society and claimed a craftsdwarf's workshop. Let's work out what she's up to then.
Withdrawn from society is a strange mood type thing.
Yes. Oops, don't try to mine the craftsdwarf's workshop. Sketches pictures of glass and of a forest, and of glass and of rough gems. She likes glass and a forest. Right, I think that means we need some more raw green glass, which we can probably get one way or another. Last time it was rendered inconvenient by the fact that the person who was having the strange mood had occupied our only glass furnace. At least that isn't the case now. I think they want raw green glass, i.e. things that can be turned into gems. I'm kind of hoping we have an adequate stock of sand, but we can make sand if we need to. See there is the collect sand. Let's just hope that green glass is acceptable. No, we have no sand. Right. Have we got any sand, nice sandy soil? Yes, we've got some sandy clay. I hope. Let's see if sandy clay loam is acceptable. Sand. No, sandy clay loam is not sandy enough. I think that might be a problem. Maybe sandy loam is good enough. We've got plenty of that around. Loam definitely isn't. It's not sandy enough. Still says 0 plus 0. Let me just see what I'm actually going to resort to the wiki to check up on what you need for glass making. So sand can be collected from yellow sand, white sand, black sand, red sand and tan sand. Sandy clay loam, sandy loam and loamy sand are not considered sand. Right.
Loamy sand isn't sand.
No.
Why is it called that then?
And sadly then we have some white sand somewhere. White sand, right. We've got sand up on the dining room level. Excellent. Let's put it in a corridor, put it there. All right, that's the sand collecting area. Accept. Unnamed sand collection area, that'll do. And tell that I'm still used to playing the Old Dwarf Fortress. I immediately thought, right now we need to press Q in order to add a task. No. Let's collect a fair amount of sand. Actually, no. Why don't I insert my raw green glass tasks in between those so that we don't need to have 5 bags of sand available? Or 5 empty sandbags, rather.
Make menacing green glass spike.
Well, yes.
I didn't realise the spikes were made individually.
Well, they aren't, usually, but if you want a particularly big spike, then you're going to need to make it specially. Right, there we go. That set of jobs should provide us with an adequacy of things, assuming we have at least 1 empty bag at the moment. Right, so that should sort out the sand situation, which should then mean that that child can actually make whatever the hell he's trying to make. He's 1 year old and is sketching pictures of rough gems. I assume we've got rough gems lying around, glass and wood. We're still getting cancellations of the make. Oh, probably. Oh no. Well, whatever. If the sand collection works, then I'll reschedule the other jobs afterwards. I suspect like the bags are ending up being in the middle of hauling and so can't be turned into glass or whatever. Pink Bee suggests it's going to be a masterwork mud pipe. God damn it, we've got more immigrants. Happily, I hope I've set my limit at 100. And like this version seems to be doing well at not slowing down too much with excessive numbers of people, which is nice. Our first immigrants are a cook, a novice swords dwarf, and a hunter who's also a talented marks dwarf. Okay, he's only a talented marks dwarf, really. And a calf. Let's just assign the calf to the No, they're two separate creatures. The talented marks dwarf is not the calf. And an adequate furnace operator, and well, I mean, really what they can do doesn't matter much. They will find their roles. Like, we probably don't need much by way of accomplished potash makers. Or adequate cheese makers. Now, a talented surgeon, on the other hand, right, you're getting assigned immediately to the do I have a surgeons? I have a beekeepers category and a potters and cooks. We have orderlies. Oh, of course, if you're a surgeon, I think we actually assign you as to the role of surgeon in the hospital, don't we? Why is this scrolling through like one row? This is most inconvenient. It looks like the roles we can have are doctor, diagnostician, surgeon, and bone doctor. I wonder if doctor is like the general one, because I think they have been doing all of the work until recently. Looks like our patient got sorted though. Oops. Anyway, who's arriving? We have a KV pup and a High Master blacksmith and a lamb. You should be assigned to the pasture. Actually, you're a named lamb, you might be all right. Stray reindeer calf definitely needs to be assigned to the pasture though. Is that it? And there's the merchants finally leaving. There's a child going to collect a calf. Well, we seem to be getting a decent stock of anvils up here. probably good. Let's have a look at, do we have like a metal workers group here already? Doesn't look like we do. Maybe we should have an explicit like group of people who should be doing metalworking. Let's treat them all as the same and try to get everyone good at all of them. Do we have any good armour smiths? It doesn't look like it. Oh well. Let's assume that metalworking is reasonably transferable. Right, how's our moody child doing? So, has logs, green glass, smoky quartzes. Okay, I think needs more glass mostly. That's fine. People are actually working on it. Indeed. There is now some raw green glass down there. So a child will probably turn up and collect it soon. There we are. Child in a strange mood turns up to collect some glass. Let us watch him as he heads back up to the Craftsdwarf's workshop. I think we need to start widening these high-level corridors. They're starting to get rather busy. There is, I suppose, also an argument for like reorganising things so that things are in slightly more sensible places. Right, now what are you complaining about? You're not. You've begun a mysterious construction. Excellent. Yeah, I think we should widen this corridor to stop people tangling up with one another. Only as far as there, though, because there's not much cause to go further. Plus, it would confuse the doctor's common room. Right, so bedrooms. We need to build more bedrooms. We need to build more doors here first, don't we? Yes. Build PR. Right. That means we need more beds, of course. I bet we haven't got many beds. Build furniture bed. We've got 6 beds. Well, let's just construct them on the same grid that I've been using elsewhere. Right, and then put in some walls. I don't know quite how many walls, how many porcelain bricks we have available, but plenty. Actually, no, I'm just going, where should I put the doors? Let's go for cancelling one there for now, and in the past I've always tended to go for building like corridors in my residential areas, but I've noticed that those seem to be, oops, no, we haven't actually got enough bricks for that. Those seem to be disfavoured by a lot of the designs in the wiki. So actually that's a way I can do that. So I'm trying just like having people walk through one another's bedrooms and seeing how annoying that gets. We've got a masterpiece iron anvil, excellent. That's what we want people to take away with them. Right, lots of dwarves turning up to build the No, the iron anvil wasn't made by the 1-year-old. The iron anvil was made by a masterpiece metal worker. As far as I know, the quality of the anvil makes no difference to the quality of the things made on it, sadly. Still can't remember the sequence for doors. BPR. Not the most memorable of things. Also, we need some more doors, don't we? I think my suspicion is that we don't actually have any gypsum lying around anymore, possibly because I built walls out of it. Those are gypsum blocks, which aren't very helpful. Is the gypsum mostly at this level? Oh right, yes, we've got plenty of gypsum. We can just mine out this area. And we can stick some bedrooms in there if we need to. Right, let's just check on our supplies situation before we start making yet more bricks. Actually, we probably want to look in the stocks. We are still stupidly well supplied with coke, right. I mean, there will come a point when we run out of coal and then things get slightly exciting. Yeah, we haven't actually started burning the lignite yet. So, what was I going to do? I was going to make another 50 porcelain bricks, wasn't I? Yes. Right, so we've now got at least some of the weapon racks, etc., that our mayor wants and such like. So we have a slight problem that you can't store anvils in bins, I think. So we're going to end up with an awful lot of them lying around. Gelud Dural, a maple sceptre offered to the Treaty of Caves. Yeah, we have maple trees upstairs. Well, some. I tend to cut them down because they're not very useful, though, which is why a lot of our wood is maple. Threat honours. This is a maple sceptre. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with maple and single-cut green glass gems and is circled with bands of cushioned smoky quartz cabochons. On the item is an image of cushion cabochons in green glass. Right.
Weird crafts for Hawk Dwarf.
Well, I think we should make that a symbol of office for our mayor. Can we do that? Yes.
Because of the servant mayor right.
I mean, I suppose I could check whether my mayor likes any of the items there, but... If I preferences. No, none of them. Okay, just check if our other noble likes anything. If I can find our chief medical dwarf. Bomrek something or other. Not Bomrek Ogbert shortly. No, Bomrek Thingamy. Personality, preferences. Oh well, we'll let the mayor have it. Shouldn't our mayor thus be going to pick up his new object? He appears to have got into an argument and talked to an acquaintance and admired a fine floor hatch. Pick up equipment. Right, here is the mayor going to collect his new symbol of office. Probably. Apparently got into an argument on the way back. Let's just check. Does he now have as items Gelot Dural held in right hand? Is he now unhappy because we didn't actually? Oh no, what did he ask? He asked for us to make our weapon racks, and we made our weapon racks, didn't we? or he was embarrassed having to conduct an official meeting in a dining room because of not having a proper office. It's a good dining room, but he was proud to have a mandate deadline met, though. And he's now imposed a ban on exports just to annoy me. Export of bolts prohibited, which is slightly less convenient than export of bins prohibited. Right, so let's see what's going on with the bedrooms here. Have we? So there's still 3 bedrooms that want marking out there. I just do that. Right. Some dwarves like larvae for their comforting words. It's true. Right. So that door is, I presume, still scheduled. Yes. Right, we're out of doors. We are making more doors, but we actually got any porcelain bricks at the moment. No, porcelain brick production appears to have slowed a little. Just confirm that it's actually happening. Yes, but it hasn't actually done anything yet, right? Just be patient. More masterpiece iron anvils, excellent. I assume masterpiece iron anvils are worth something. $230. We'll get twice that because we're selling them to someone who desperately wants them. Okay, we've got some porcelain bricks available. Not quite enough to finish that bedroom though. Anyway, we need some more doors delivered up here. Why are you hauling hematite down from up here? Would it not be more convenient? Oh, we've run out of bags. Oh, gods, you can't make plaster without a bag, of course. I should just have... Maybe I'm just going to possibly... I don't really want to unlink it. But otherwise I'd need a bag stockpile as well. And that'll end up filled with bags full of useless things rather than empty bags, which is going to be unhelpful too. Let's just remove all of the ties from that. Oh yes, we should be sorting out some military as well, shouldn't we? And giving them somewhere to train. So that, and giving them some equipment. That squad at least entirely exists, and that squad entirely exists. So they're currently all off duty, but so there we should adjust that to keep their equipment on always. So that should then cause the ageless inks to actually like go and fetch some equipment. But we're also going to need some more equipment because they seem to be short of most of their items. Yes, we can see them picking up their equipment. Excellent. So most of them have managed to acquire themselves weapons of some sort. Though many of those weapons are made of copper. If I hit update, will that get us any more? No. But many of them still need helms and shields and mail shirts, right? So let's make another 10 wooden shields. I think we might just about have enough wood for that. Let's check our wood stocks. Fell another tree if we have to. Yeah, we're quite well off for wood at the moment. Right. Right, looks like we do already have a making bricks thing running. We have smelted a fair amount of hematite. Does that mean we've got a decent stock of iron bars now? Yes. So, but we've also got some steel bars, so we should probably make some steel helms where we can. Don't think we can manage to make 10 of them though. I think we'll run out of steel before that's done. So that one's unlinked, so it's probably going a bit slowly now. Yes, making plaster powder in that furnace won't, that kiln won't work, but that's fine. That kiln can be used for making bricks. My plan is that this kiln will be used to make plaster. Everyone will be having Yes, embarrassed after sleeping without a proper room. Yes, well, we're trying. Your room is actually only improper because I haven't officially tagged it as a bedroom. Doesn't feel anything after... Oh dear, you don't seem very happy. Doesn't feel anything after playing make-believe. Doesn't feel anything due to inebriation. Does feel enjoyment after playing with the toy hammer though, so that's a good start. Others appreciate their bedrooms properly. Blissful after sleeping in a great bedroom. Right. Yeah, we need some offices as well, don't we? And such like. I'd quite like the offices and dining rooms and things to be reasonably close to the main dining room, which is a bit of a problem because those are all bedrooms. We could, I suppose, set up a bunch of them in this sandy area here, couldn't we? That's quite close. And mining out sand takes next to no time. I mean, not actually sand. It's like sandy loam or loamy sand or something unhelpful. Don't worry, we'll line the sand with sand. Well, first, I'm not making bedrooms, I'm making offices and dining rooms. And secondly, we'll put a suitable porcelain lining in there to make it... Oops. Now wondering, are you unhappy now because it's noisy? No, good. Oops, okay, we'll leave that wall out for now. Okay, I need to make some more rock tables as well. You don't need that many of them. I think we may need to get more. I think we probably want another. You're going to run out of non-economic stone again soon. Not quite yet. We might need a second stoneworkers workshop, I think. We're getting backlogged on making stone things. Well, have we got a job that's making rock blocks or something unhelpful? Yes. Cancel that one. What are its conditions? Okay, it's probably not running anyway because we have an inadequacy of rock blocks, but actually let's stop making that anyway because we don't really want rock blocks, we want porcelain for most of our purposes. Okay, I seem to have kept scheduling make clay bricks jobs without worrying about whether I already had plenty of make clay brick jobs scheduled. I've got that one that's at 43 out of 50, that one's at 47 out of 50, and then I seem to have scheduled another 150 just in case. Um, okay, let's put in another one of those for lignite. So we've got to make coke from bituminous coal for there, but let's also do a make coke from lignite, because we've got a bit of lignite in stock and we are actually out of bituminous coal at the moment. And then let's push, this is going to be a bit slow, that upwards until we can put it next to the bituminous coal job. Well, there's only one out. Right, so how are we doing for equipment here? Still a bit short, really. Probably my metalsmith's forge is rather busy. Someone is forging a steel helm there, though. That's good. How are the workshop links from this? Oh, they're not set up at all. Maybe we should fix that. Like, it should be taking from the main coal stockpile and from wherever the hell the iron bars go. Where are all my iron bars anyway? Are they just stuck in the smelter? Looks like it, yes. Well, we'll have it just take from the smelter for now then. If we can. Can we do that? No, we do have to have an intermediate stockpile. Okay. Things are getting a bit crowded round here. Bars, metal bars, all kinds of metal bars. Allow all the bins, hope that they more or less fit. This is probably now going to lead to an enormous amount of shuffling of stuff. Actually, I suspect some of our metal bars are all the way up here, which is a terrible place to keep metal bars, yes. Let's adjust this stockpile so it's not allowed to keep metal bars. It isn't allowed to keep metal bars anyway, right. Any metal bars up there are in the wrong place and will be moved now that we've got a stockpile to put them in. Oh, I think we've run out of honey temporarily. Right, we have constructed a not very good, frankly, steel helm. But even a bad steel helm will stop someone getting their head cut off. Well, something like that anyway. Okay, that's now not linked to any useful stockpile. Let us link it to the metal stockpile as well. And then those jobs will probably start working properly again. So we may need some spare bins to store the bars in. Do we have any empty bins lying around? Not looking good for empty bins, is it? Right. Let's set these to only take from that stone stockpile. If we can. So that people don't spend so long hauling stone up here. Or rather, the people who are actually going to craft things out of the stone don't spend all their time hauling stone up here. That will probably make my stone crafting a bit quicker. There is also an argument that having the stonecrafter's workshop in loam is probably not entirely sensible. You keep becoming a surgeon. Yeah, we seem to be, it looks like our steel is not yet in the correct stockpile, which is inconvenient. Nor is adequate iron, because people keep putting bronze in there. Yeah, right, so that stockpile is currently empty of rock. I hope that someone will set to work putting things in there. Okay, everyone is learning surgery. This was not... Okay, it wasn't that one person repeatedly became a surgeon. Because we have a meeting area that's our surgeon... surgery guild hall, every damn person in my fortress is learning surgery, which is kind of helpful, but the reason I keep getting messages saying someone has become a surgeon is because my entire fortress is becoming surgeons. Oops. I mean, it's useful, but it would be quite nice if some of them could haul some rock sometime soon. And possibly we're out of non-economic hard stone again. Good. We've got some shields. So we're suffering, yes, a bit from a door shortage at the moment. Right, there's some non-economic hard stone that we can use. Yes, it's cinnabar, but I'm sure that's acceptable stuff to make doors from. I think cinnabar is actually orange in this game for some reason. And also technically non-economic, which is kind of weird. Right, we've got an actual guild of doctors now because so many people have become doctors. Because I thought it would be helpful if we could cross-train some surgeons. The thing is, it's hard to get experience in surgery in Dwarf Fortress. So we kind of do need a guild to handle making sure enough people are surgeons. Right, now I hope someone will come down here and collect that fairly small quantity. We are getting things crafted, so I'm not too worried about the fact that I keep getting cancellations from not having enough iron in the right place. I'm sure that that will sort itself out in due course. That square's safe, isn't it? I'm primarily mining. Oh dear, we're out of drink. It's mostly because I have like a manually set up task to make booze, and so occasionally it gets cancelled. Oops! Don't try to mine the still. You seem to be a bit short of, well, honey. Weirdly, are all my jugs full of royal jelly? Is that the problem? I think we're meant to be cooking with royal jelly, though. Let's have a quick look at my jug situation. Like, I appreciate we sold a lot of the jugs. Maybe we're going to just need to make some more. No, we have plenty of jugs. What are they all full of? That seems to be empty. Like, did I turn off beekeeping? I turned off beekeeping, didn't I? That's the problem. Nobody does beekeeping. So you should probably pick people who are not members, not doing anything, and who don't have useful skills, and actually endeavour to turn them into beekeepers. Yes, the bees are unkept. Right, we now have 3 people scheduled to collect hive products. I am slightly worried that this will accidentally purge all of our hives. So, for safety, I'm going to turn off product gathering on the top row of the beehives, so that those, if we accidentally end up purging all of our hives rather than splitting them, we won't actually run out of hives. I just want to check that people start doing something other than gathering products. Weren't I going to unmolish the trade depot? Yes, I was going to do lots of things. Yeah, since it's winter and no one's going to turn up, let us temporarily remove the trade depot and then rebuild it 1 square to the left. Hang on, is that 2 surgeons' guilds? Not sure where I find guilds as opposed to guild halls. Right, here's someone demolishing the trade depot. It will lead to an explosion of objects. There they are. Right. That's going to make it slightly fiddly. To make a hole there, because that will cause that. It's only 1 item though. There's 1 pile of oak logs that are going to fall into the rubbish if we open that up, which is probably not too bad. But then I am slightly worried. Now what we should do, we could build something there and then demolish it, is have a kind of stink pipe type arrangement, shouldn't we? Because I think we can make that monster proof. Now we're going to need more rock blocks, aren't we? Blocks, blocks, blocks. Oh, we've got plenty of microcline. Oh, we've got phenomenal quantity of shale, actually. Maybe we should not do this in gypsum. Let's do it in shale so it looks nice. Temporarily build. Oh, we could be clever if we were very clever. If we build a ramp. There. Make it out of oak. There's a 50% chance that'll be the oak that's in the wrong place. Because the thing is, if I just make a grill in the floor, then I think that might be demolishable by an invader. No, that ramp ended up made from the wrong. Oh, now there's some walnut logs in the way as well. Bah. And someone's been stung by a bee. I need to be a bit careful about how I do this, actually. We really want to remove those from there without... Let's go for something doing this by really stupid means. Actually, maybe it doesn't need to be a really stupid means. Maybe we just build a small wood stockpile over here. And that will probably cause people to shift all the wood. And meanwhile, let's build a new trade depot while we remember. Right, now there will be some moving of those spare wood out of the way of the stink pipe. So then we can cut a hole in the floor there. There. That will make sure that that bag doesn't get moved into the hole, the space where we want the hole to be, because the hole's there already. Then we want to put a roof on the stink pipe. And we'll wait until it's all built and then we'll carve fortifications in it. Right, so that's now reasonably well sealed against anything getting in. Just arrange that that temporary ramp is removed. Who are you fighting with? You're fighting with a cockatiel, okay. If you insist. It's a bright red trade depot made of bauxite. Right, and then we can mark that to be carved into fortifications to allow for ventilation, which is probably strictly not necessary because I bet we've just caused this to never generate things again. Right, good. People are installing colonies in the new hives. I think I can thus... I think we've probably caused no one ever to... Oh, heck. It's an etin. Well, let's switch collecting from all the hives back on because they seem to be being split properly. Don't think we need to carefully save hives to be split. On the other hand, the etin is a problem. Yes, I think I have temporarily exposed the rubbish dump to daylight, and therefore it will not be a problem. What's with you? Why are you dizzy? Oh right, you just don't like being out in sunshine. So it's a bit of a problem that like half of my dwarves are out here on the surface. Most of them making the new stink pipe work properly, and an etin has turned up. I mean, we could try to set up a burrow and see if that works for children, all of whom are currently playing on the surface. Or we could just grab the militia and hurl them at the etin and hope it goes well. Grab the competent half, well, the equipped half of the militia, probably. How's the equipment looking for the unequipped half? Still a bit short, really. Whereas the equipped half looks all right. Let's station them around the children and then work out where this etin is. There's this etin. 372 years old, but has no armour. So my kind of hope is that the etin will the Doctors Guild wants a proper guild hall. Okay. Let's leave that now. Leave that for now. We'll sort it out in a bit. I think I'm going to cancel that building task, that fortification task for now, so as to encourage people to get out of the way. Oh, the children mostly seem to be clearing off as well. That's good. The military are on their way up the stairs. There's a high-speed Etin though. I think we need to tell the military to intercept it because those children are rather accessible. That is a very fast Etin. Frankly, actually, all of you go after the Etin. The child just moved towards the Etin. The Etin, though, oh, oops, I closed that in the wrong way. The dwarven child attacks the Etin, but he jumps away. The Etin attacks the recruit. Oh dear, that wasn't good for the child. That's not going to be good for the child. I mean, good on the child for fighting back, but oops, I keep pressing the wrong button on that. Etin is quite good at dodging. This is a bit of a problem. Curiously, Etin doesn't seem to be any good at dodging the child, mind. Oh no, there's a successful dodge. Lots of missing going on here. Still, good practice. Yeah, I can't really believe that this child is going to survive, sadly. But like, we are at least starting to bash the Etin with like actual weaponry now. Shield's doing a good job. Tearing the fat with the steel battle axe, that'll help. Maybe we should do this other than by single stepping. Stop punching the Etin and get into hospital. It's not possible to unpause while this is visible, which is a pity. I'd like just to be able to have a scrolling list of combat events. Yeah, maces don't seem to be much good against an Etin, do they? Like, it looks like we really need the heavy breathing, heavy bleeding. Yeah, the swords are the things that are doing well against the Etin. Oops. I unpaused there for like half a second. It's all looking good for us. Well, apart from the child. We've now got 3 people firmly attacking this Etin. Okay, the manager is biting him or her, which is not going very well, but like, someone's brought a battle axe to a tooth fight. The dwarven child, despite being near death, probably, not actually badly bleeding at the moment, at least. Possibly with a bit of surgery, the child might survive. I mean, it's not like we're short of surgeons. Give it another half second of full run at full speed. All right, the Etin's fallen over now. Through overexertion. And a broken leg. That's okay, Warhammers are not completely useless. The Etin's improved his fighting, that was satisfying. child is doing better and started bruising the Etienne's kidneys. Oh, right, a fractured skull. That's not going to last much longer, I don't think. Yeah, I think this Etienne is now on its last ankles. I mean, it's taking quite a bit of killing. What are we doing to it? Still fighting, but... Puppies are joining in now. Right, we have mobbed it to death. We don't quite know what killed it. It, like, probably just ran out of blood. Right, appears we have some other injuries among our... So we have Misha Connell appears to be quite badly injured. As is Urvad Thingamy. What happened to Misha Connell then? Oh, right. Oh dear. Yes, they got their leg bitten off. That's going to be painful. Well, we might be able to save you. Let's see if we can save them. Is this sword dwarf by any chance slightly inadequately equipped with, like, armour? Got gauntlets. Those aren't going to save your legs, sadly. Yeah, a bit short of armour here. Sorry. Right, I hope there are a bunch of recover wounded jobs scheduled now. Good. Let's get the wounded and bleeding dwarves. Well, at least our dwarf who lost a leg is no longer enraged. Okay, I'm now slightly confused that our list of dead doesn't appear to include the one of our dwarves that died. Anyway, there was a petition from We have a PGT. Oh, right. We have a doctor guild and a surgeon guild, each of whom want a guild hall. I think I'm going to leave that one pending for a moment while we actually sort out. It's just, yeah, we get messages about them standing up because they're trying to deal with some rather clogged corridors. Let's arrange that the Etting corpse can be disposed of before anyone gets seriously upset by its presence. Similarly, I think that leg has to be disposed of. Well, now let's see if the owner of the leg survives. If they do, then we'll trash their leg. I think, though, that sock probably wants to go. Right, we have 2 injured dwarves still alive. In the hospital. Currently in need of diagnosis. But looking good, actually. Even the one who's bleeding is only at moderate blood loss. Let's just see if we need to assign more doctors. You don't really have any good bone doctors. We'll wait until someone learns how to do that first. Right, we have diagnosed a right mess. Right, that's going to take a little while, isn't it? How's the other one doing? Not bleeding very much, should be fine. That's slightly less of a mess. Hang on, didn't you lose a leg? Oh yes, his left upper leg is gone. So you are going to need a crutch. Like, I hope someone remembers to give you a crutch. How are we doing? Have we got any actual treatment happening yet? Yes, including proper cleaning with soap. Excellent. See people running around with soap and other useful objects. Trying to catch the moment when possibly someone's been stung by a bee. when they leaves the hospital, but it may be a little while yet. Okay, I think I've actually selected the wrong person there, or possibly someone's arrived as a someone with a bee sting. Right, yes, we've got some nice sutures going on there. What do you need now? You just need a dressing. And like the crutch, you're missing a leg. Aren't you? Right, adequately dressed. But like, I think you're going to want some new trousers too. Value stoicism. Well, you're going to get some experience of that. Horrified at seeing the Etienne that bit your leg off dying. Restless after being stuck in the hospital for a while. Yeah, I can understand that. But everything has been fixed up as far as we can achieve. And now we just have the slight problem that you don't seem to be scheduled for a crutch. So how are you doing meanwhile? Right, we're working on you, but like you need so many sutures and so many dressings, and yes. Oh, needs immobilise. Yes, that's fine. We can probably do that with plaster or a splint, of course. So you still don't seem to have a crutch. Someone should get you a crutch, really. Oh, you're going to pick up equipment. Maybe you're going to find yourself a crutch, or maybe you're going to find yourself some new trousers. So I was watching the wrong person there. I can actually just go... No, still looking at the wrong person. I keep selecting... Where's the child got to? Right, yes. And I can actually watch this listing, albeit that I can't see what's going on there now. Let's scroll that to the side. So received sutures. So added another sutures to the list. Possibly these don't update quite right. Justin points out one of those surgery beds contains a closed square bracket. Yes, I think that's some dead clothing. There's a cave spider silk tunic there, and I don't quite know how how I can select items that are on the same square as something else. Ideally, I would say throw away that tunic, it's worn out. Not much that he's doing now. Lots and lots of dressings and a splint. Meanwhile, how's Ass Thingamly getting along? Okay, I thought you were going off to find yourself a crutch. You were actually going off to get yourself a steel helmet, which, like, I can totally accept is a sensible thing for you to do. Right, got dressings, had bones set, honeybees are having fun, or rather they're not because they're dying, but like they do it in very small numbers. He's another diagnostician apparently. Come on, someone come along and diagnose this child, other than with being a child. I'll make sure I assign another diagnostician to the hospital. There we have someone who is adequate diagnostician. Who are you not assigned to the hospital? Oh, there. Rakus Subal Kulet, who I think is the right person, is an adequate diagnostician who is not currently doing anything, but apparently doesn't feel that diagnosing this child is within their thingamy. Remit. Oh no, there they are. They may actually be about to diagnose the child, or possibly even have diagnosed the child. Maybe. Well, I shall have some patience. I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, everyone has survived that etting, which I'm pretty impressed by, frankly, even though we do have some patience. Right, almost done. So Asmisha Connell still doesn't seem to have managed to acquire a crutch. Has somehow managed, despite having lost a leg, not to be issued with a crutch. I'm fairly sure we have a decent stock of them, but let me check. Yeah, we've got 6 of them in stock. Still more dressings for the child. Must be nearly finished now. Yes, just needs one more round of diagnosis. We've made a plaster cast. How exciting! With our local gypsum plaster. And there's a crutch. Our dwarven child is now healthy. I mean, can't currently stand. So, yes, lower left arm bone smashed with muscle torn open, left elbow bone not actually broken, but something sutured, right ankle torn ligaments, etc. Right hand, oh dear, you have an infected right hand, that might not be good. And like a fair amount of damage elsewhere. Probably needs to go and wash. Has a Persimmon wood crutch, a plaster cast on their left lower arm, and dressings and stitches all over the damn place. And is in dire need of some clean trousers, no, some undamaged trousers. And is now learning how to walk with a crutch. Dabbling crutch walker. Dabbling crutch walker. Right, I think, given our spectacular survival, even if one of the injured parties has, for some reason, lost their I don't think we need a threadbare sock. Indeed, it appears to be. It is marked for dumping, so it should get thrown away in due course. What's the quantity of stuff down here looking like now? Oh, it's not too bad. Oh yes, given the owner of that leg survived, we should dispose of the leg itself, shouldn't we? Because otherwise people are going to keep being horrified by seeing it there. And we should actually finish off making the stink pipe look correct. But everyone out here is now getting upset about seeing that leg. Apparently they're not. Oh, good. Oh dear. We've had Lorban Gim, the injured child, has just come along to pick up the discarded leg. Sorry. Wee, right, thrown away. I'm sure she'll be fine. I am still slightly worried by Ass Thingamy, who has not got a crutch, but who's apparently still quite capable of carving fortifications. Right, there we are. One nice, well-ventilated stink pipe above our rubbish dump. At least once that bit of carving is finished. So that, I think, is a nice situation. We need to build this guild hall, but I'm going to put that off for a moment. We also need more bedrooms. We've got like 2 guild halls already, haven't we? Yes, we need more bedrooms because people are like going to sleep wherever they can find a spare bed. Which mostly means we need more doors. And then, yes. That will cheer things up a bit. Still, no one is seriously unhappy at the moment. Most people are somewhat happy, even those who've just been mauled by a netting. So that will do for now. And we will see you again on Sunday when we try to work out what on earth is going on with our medical profession, which appears to now be vastly overpopulated. But that's better than having too few, I suppose. So until then, good night.